All right, guys, we're back in the desert road. Today we have this awesome 2022 Audi SQ7. This is a Premium Plus example. We're gonna go over it, drive it, show you all around it, and give you our thoughts and a full review on this thing. So let's go. The best part of this car, again, it looks like a total sleeper. We're gonna start off showing you guys what this sounds like. We've been driving it, so it's not ultimately a cold start, but I mean, this thing sounds phenomenal. Let's turn it on. This thing is a total animal. Also, as you can see, this is the florid silver paint on here. They discontinued that color. They changed it up. It's a different silver for 2023. These 21s that come on here are literally the same wheels carried into 23. This is the only wheel choice you can have on here. They're good looking wheels. It's not great. It's not Audi's best design for wheels, but it works on this car. They're very understated. All in all, pretty great. This example also does not have the black optics package, so all the trim on here, a lot of this is in silver. You can see here, you can see the back diffuser. Usually this would come in all black. All the window trim right here would be black as well. It's whichever way you prefer. I think it looks good either way. Let's come around to the front, take a look at what we have going on here. Just kind of, you know, standard typical Audi fare. This one does look a bit more aggressive. It's got the, you know, the intakes over here. This looks fantastic. A little bit more of an aggressive front. This are the standard headlights. Audi offers upgraded laser headlights. That's also a $1,500 option. These work fine. They're awesome at night. Absolutely no complaints with them whatsoever. Again, if you were to get the black optic package, all of this would be blacked out. So this, the bars here, you can do that. You can also opt to have all your Audi rings blacked out as well. So all in all, looks great. Again, the car is sitting right here in its lowest option. This is the dynamic ride setting. All of these come in air suspension, so this is the lowest ride setting, and it looks great. I don't think it almost needs to be lowered at all. It almost looks like just a taller wagon in a way. I don't even almost think of this car as an SUV. It's just literally kind of like a raised A6 wagon. So looks fantastic. All right, guys, moving on to this interior. All the fit and finish is absolutely fantastic. You can see we got the black leather option here. You can get the light gray leather or red leather. I would go with the red myself. These quilted seats are absolutely fantastic. It's got, I mean, everything feels really high quality. You got the carbon finish here, the dual touch screens. We'll talk about that in a little bit. The leather wrap dash, and it even has the extended leather wrap piece right here. This is part of the executive package. If you don't get the executive package, this is plastic right here. So it's a nice touch. We don't have the Alcantara headliner in here, which I would have liked. You have a little bit of Alcantara here. This is finished in leather, which is great. So, and as well as this console right here. So all of your touch points in here are very, very high quality. This is very nice quality leather. It feels fantastic to the touch. Just overall fairly great. The seats feel good. They are, to me, a little overly bolstered on the seat cushion itself on the bottom here. These side bolsters feel great. Both of these are adjustable though. So you can squeeze these guys in and out. You can squeeze these guys in and out. Very, very supportive seats. A lot of people rave about them. I've been in more comfortable seats personally. I don't think these are the best seats, but they do the job. They are a sportier feel for seats. So typical Audi fare. It's got the visor here. It's got the flip down here. Awesome feature, especially for Arizona where sun shines nonstop from every direction 24/7. Let's take a look at the back seat, see how much room we have here. Again, this is you know, one of the key reasons for buying something like this is it gives you the sport while being a family hauler. This is a full 3-row SUV. We got the 3rd row down now, but as you can see with a rear-facing seat, we still have tons of room in this car. So the front passenger and driver could be extremely comfortable. These back seats also slide forward and back, so you have all the room you need. I think the space in here is rated an A all around for every type of child seat, so you won't have a problem sticking in. Definitely at least 2 here, even rear facing child seats in here without struggling for any kind of room. Let's take a look at the trunk real quick. You can see easily fit a full-size stroller, some other stuff. I mean, there's plenty, you know, plenty of space here, even for some groceries, whatever else. We have the 3rd row down here, which is amazing. If you need to haul a couple extra people, you can always put that third row up. We won't be looking at that today, but it does give you that capability if you want it. So very great feature. This car is literally like the perfect size without being too long, too short, and gives you plenty of storage here in the trunk for all of your family getaways. All right, guys, we're gonna go into my biggest pet peeve. This is what annoys me most about this car is the lack of storage space here. So take a look at this. There's literally, you know, outside of, you know, a little bit of room here, these cup holders are tiny over here. You have no room. I mean, if you fill this up with a drink or two, you have no room even to place your phone. There's a screen here, so no cubby here whatsoever. Glove box is rather small, and you have a little bit of room in the door. Outside of that, it gets very tight here very fast. So if you need to place your phone, there's literally not much space for something like that. All right, guys, we're gonna do a startup so you can see what the sound sounds like from inside the car. The car is in dynamic mode, and honestly, it's still so subdued in here. Here we go. So yeah, very quiet, barely a hum. It's definitely slightly louder on the outside of the car, but inside the car, I mean, I'll rev it. This is in dynamic mode. Hear it a little bit. It's, you know, nowhere as obnoxious as some of the sports cars there are out there, or you know, top tier performance cars, but it gives you just such a good you know, just feel, this V8 feel to the car. All right, real fast, I'm not gonna go too deep into this. There's other reviews that cover this in more detail. You either like it or you hate it. This dual screen setup right here, it's got, you know, you have your Apple CarPlay here, obviously, all the Audi you know, feature settings, and then you control your AC through here. I like the fact that they have a separate screen to control all the AC and seat inputs right here without needing to go to a different menu on the main screen. I like it. It's a haptic feedback here as well. You do have to press quite a bit to adjust this. There's a clicking sensation, a little bit of a sound. This particular model does have heated and cooled seats, which is fantastic, especially for Arizona. So that's great. Overall, I don't mind this. I don't mind that Audi removed the physical buttons, but they give you a separate screen that you can easily adjust all the controls here. Then the center screen here, I think that whole display cluster is absolutely beautiful. I love the tachometer here. I love the way it shows the speed. You know, maps, you can obviously rotate through some of those settings and menus there. This looks great. This is, you know, very, very sporty. It looks great. I'm a huge fan of this. So I think we covered the interior fairly well. We'll take it on a drive, give you a review of this car, and then sum it up. Let's go. First impressions, kind of driving the car. I've had it for a day already. Honestly, like, the first feeling that comes is this isn't even fully an SUV feeling in here. It feels like a raised wagon. So it feels like I'm driving kind of like almost a sports sedan or a sport wagon that's been slightly elevated. The beauty of this is as soon as you climb into here, the car just wraps around you. You don't realize this car size. And even though it's not overly large, you do got to keep in mind, this is a 3-row car that's able to haul your entire family and all the goods. This is a fairly heavy vehicle. It's got a 500 horsepower V8, something on the order of 560 pound-feet of torque. And this puppy really, really pulls, you know, so it feels absolutely fantastic under any kind of acceleration. This does 0 to 60 somewhere in the 3-second mark, quarter mile in 12.0 seconds. It's an absolute beast and a sleeper at that. Yeah, I mean, you can race the, you know, the fastest of cars out there, and almost nobody knows what you really have under here. So the thing that Audi does tremendously well, I think better than even all the other German brands, is they do this blend of luxury and sport phenomenally. You know, you're in here, it doesn't feel like a you know, race car or sports car in many ways, but it gives you that feeling of sport and power. That blend that it combines with luxury is unlike anything else. Suspension feels great in here. I think they did a great balance. It is on the firmer side, so whether you're in dynamic or even in comfort, it does feel fairly firm in here. You know, not the harshest of rides, but compared to other SUVs or SUVs in its class, this is definitely on the firmer side. Because of that, you do get a sportier feeling driving this around. I particularly enjoy that. Some people might like something like this on the plusher side. So I've been driving this in dynamic setting mostly, and to me it feels great. Most of the roads around here are great. Every once in a while you'll hit a rough patch, but overall this feels very, very good. All right, now for the best part, I mean, we're in dynamic setting here. We're gonna throw it down a gear, show you what the acceleration feels like and sounds like. So we're in second gear right here. Just that pull is unrelentless. It feels great. The brakes on this car are massive. They got this kind of Jekyll and Hyde personality. They're very, very grabby. I mean, as you would expect for a very high performance car, in this weight class, you do need awesome brakes, and these brakes totally deliver. They're some of the most aggressive brakes I felt on almost any car I owned or previously drove. It takes some getting used to. I would almost rival these brakes to carbon ceramic brakes I've had in several cars. Overall, very, very good, but do take some getting used to and are very grabby, especially you know, with a brisk, if you get on it briskly or off a light, even sometimes you can feel that grab. I mean, look, in general, what's great about this is definitely a car that tries to do it all. Yes, you do have to pony up 6 figures, especially with the Prestige. This can top 100 grand very, very easily, but it will absolutely give you almost everything you desire, especially if you have a family. This car reconfirm my beliefs that, you know, family cars and boring don't have to be in the same sentence. This is absolutely amazing. It gives you that enthusiast kick that you need, and you have all the space to haul, you know, all your entire family members, all the gear, all your animals in one car. And on top of it all, stay under the radar. You know, this is a very, very unique car in its class. There's not many cars that I would put in direct competition with this. This is really a one of a kind, and really gives you, you know, just so much oomph and personality in one ride. I think it's truly marvelous what Audi did. I'm just surprised we don't see more of these on the road all around. All right, guys, going over the likes and dislikes. First, the likes. Number one, of course, we got to talk about that marvelous V8. That V8, that 4.0 twin turbo, 500 horsepower. Not only does it pull in any gear off the light at all times, it sounds absolutely glorious. I could even use a little bit more sound coming out of the back, especially sitting inside the car. It's very isolated in here, but man, it feels and sounds tremendous. My number two like, I like the ergonomics of this car and what Audi did with all the electronics in here. I'm really enjoying the fact that they still left all the controls to the AC here in a separate screen, very easy to get to and adjust. You don't need to fumble through any other screens in here. So that's awesome. And number three, the absolute practicality that you're getting in this car. I mean, it's phenomenal. The back seat room is ample. You have a third row if you need it. If you don't, you can haul so much gear and stuff in the trunk on all your family trips. So it's really, this car is every badass dad's dream come true, and I'd be proud to own one of these and have your fun in the canyons, and then, you know, drive your family around to soccer practice every night without anybody throwing a hissy fit that this is too sporty for them. All right, moving on to the dislikes. Number one, It's just, this is an S model, but overall it looks very bland. Most people, 99% of the people, would never be able to tell this apart from a standard Q7. From the exterior, it doesn't really evoke any sort of emotion. Yeah, it's a good looking car. It looks like a taller wagon, but the wheels are, you know, are nothing special, and just overall the shape and the body additions don't scream like special Audi model. So you know, that to me is one of the biggest cons of this car. Moving on to the interior, even though Audi does give you the controls for the AC here, I still wish they would give you physical buttons. This is a haptic interface here. You really got to kind of stare at it, press it down, make sure it's all you know, you're kind of working this while you're driving. So it's not bad. I would still prefer physical buttons. The other things, I don't like the fact that you got to pay extra here for a heads-up display on a car that borders $100,000. That should be standard. I would also like some additional luxury feel to this car, so you can option it out with a package, but I would like Alcantara here as standard. That would be great. And you know, and the fact that Audi just kind of charges you for some of these other upgrades for the leather console and for the handle here to be wrapped in leather, that's all an extra charge. My third dislike is how grabby these brakes are. Yes, this is a high performance car, obviously, that weighs a lot and needs to be stopped quickly, but these brakes do take some modulating to get used to and could be overly grabby at times. Overall, once you're used to them, they work phenomenally well, but they don't give you the smoothness of some of the brakes in other luxury cars. So we're wrapping up this review of the SQ7. Overall, I'm a big fan. If you're an car enthusiast, you have a growing family, maybe you don't particularly want to get a weekend car, this car will sum up and solve all of your issues while being able to drive it to work, have some fun, drive the family around. Overall, it's a blast. I'm having a great time driving this around, and you know, Audi did a marvelous job with this. That sums it up. Till next time on the desert road.